Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Come on down tonight. Come on. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Everything's gonna be all right. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Come on down today. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. It's a great place to stay.
Back again for number 10. Join Big B, DK, and Mike Jolitz for all the hot topics, weird news, and shenanigans. It's Cave Crew Radio, Season 10 at cavecrewradio.com.
It is Cave Crew Radio, Season 10, ladies and gentlemen, the pre-show. I'm DK. Big B with me, as always.
Hi there.
And Mike Jolitz will be creeping along a little bit later with a brand new Twitter shits, which I briefly listened to, and it's a great advice for us men that have significant others.
Ooh.
And, of course, he has the news. We have rebranded our Florida segment. I can't wait.
It's good stuff with that one.
Of course, the news. And we even have some sports for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, the drink of the week and the epicenter and yada, yada, yada. So sit back, pour yourself a tall one, and enjoy the show. So a few things I want to get to on the pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
How's the weather there?
It's been raining. Actually, that's I have what I deem as a atmospheric headache because it's been raining, so the air pressure is low, and I get a headache every time it rains. So the past 2-3 days, it's been raining. It was warm. It was in like the 60s, and tonight it's dropping down. It'll be in the 20s.
Because here. We've had unseasonably warm weather for February. It's been great. It plunged today with freezing rain, ice pellets, and snow. And then tomorrow's right back in the 40s again.
Yeah, we're dropping into the 20s tonight. Tomorrow will be, I think, in the 30s at some point. And the weekend, it looks pretty cold for a little while here. Let me see. I'm pulling it up now.
Absolutely crazy weather this year. You got it.
As long as we don't get any snow, I don't care.
Well, but what about the torch? You're not going to get a chance to use it this year.
I'll live if I don't get a chance to use it. I would rather not have to use it and have no snow.
Is there something else you can use the torch for? Because it was very ineffective against the snow. Can you braise a brisket or something with it before you?
Well, you wouldn't braise anything with a torch. You would braise things with liquid. But as it's advertised on Amazon, where I got it, it's for weeds. So, you got the little weeds that pop up in the cracks of the cement. It's for that.
Can we get a Facebook Live in the spring, summer of you destroying the dandelions and the milkweed and the other various weeds that we get here in North America?
I can absolutely do a Facebook Live in the spring when we start cleaning out the yard and all that and getting ready for the barbecue season.
All right. I can't wait. Now, another thing we very briefly touched on, and I thought it was ironic. I mentioned it at work today or the other day, that we have a holiday, at least here in Ontario and Canada, called Family Day.
Mm-hmm.
Really, of course, liberal based holiday. But I find it ironic. You always have a holiday that coincides with our holiday.
Yeah, so Monday is what we have here is called President's Day. We used to have, years ago when I was a kid, we used to have two separate holidays, one for Washington's birthday and one for Lincoln's birthday.
I was going to ask that. Okay.
Right. So we used to have those 2 days, and then they consolidated it down and just called it to one day and just called it President's Day.
Why don't
So
they call it Mount Rushmore Day?
because it was only Washington and Lincoln. The other
Oh.
two aren't on there. So it's President's Day. So everybody, I'm working because I'm in the retail sector and retail's open. But
You also work for Japanese people.
I do not work for Japanese people.
I thought the other day when you missed the other show, you're like, I got to get on a conference call with Japanese. Now, when you're on a conference call with these Japanese people, do you have what's that text that comes across the screen when we're watching foreign movies and stuff?
Subtitles?
Yeah.
So let me clarify. The company I previously worked for was owned by a Japanese company. The company I currently work for is a retail coffee house chain that's on the East Coast and West Coast, and also has locations in Japan, Korea, and China.
Oh.
So when I'm in the IT side of things. So when I do things, I have to do things for the global whole. So when I had to get on the call with Japan, was it 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, we're going through a project and I have to explain what the project is and what I'm going to do. And it has to do with people's email accounts and all that stuff. So when I'm on a call, there is one person that speaks very fluent English and speaks it very well, that is Japanese and translates. So when I'm saying something, I'm talking basically to this person, and he will then translate it out to the group. And if they have questions, they'll tell him and he'll ask me. So kind of like when you're watching a baseball game and there's a Spanish player,
Right.
but that doesn't speak English. So the interview is going through the translator. That's the same thing.
Oh, that must be exciting. Now, do you by any chance have a deaf person and you need a sign language person involved?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. But what about the Koreans? Because Korea can't be the same as Japan.
Well, that's why I was only on a call with Japan.
Oh, I see.
Then I would be on another call with Korea.
Which you had a perfect speaking English person who also knew how to do Korean.
Yeah, actually, the general manager of the Korea Cafe team lived here for many, many years. So he's very, very well versed in both English and Korean. So whenever we're on a call, there's absolutely no problem with that.
Now, we don't have a lot of time, but I'm curious. So you live in the land of the free, the USA. I live here in Canada. You're a Korean in the United States. What would draw you back? The threat of nuclear war all the time, starvation, rice and fish is your main food.
That would be North Korea. That's not who we're dealing with.
Oh, you're dealing with South Korea, which
South
is
Korea, yes.
They must have Burger King.
Yes. Yes. Only South Korea. We can't do business with North Korea. There are several countries in the world that U.S. businesses, U.S. government, U.S. citizens cannot do business with, and North Korea is one of them.
So I could travel to South Korea, and I could count on having a slice of Pizza Hut.
I guess.
Well, you're saying that the South Korean man left everything that we offer here behind, and he's not missing a beat.
No, he's from Korea originally, but lived here for many years, and then he went back as part of. I don't know if it was just solely on his position in the company, or it was kind of a mutual thing that he wanted to go back anyway. I don't know.
You should talk to him more. He's a buddy of yours.
I wouldn't go that far. We have worked together, and I've worked on some small projects with him, but I don't know if we're buddies.
Do you think he'd like to join us on the show and have a sake?
Probably not.
No. Okay. It was worth a try, ladies and gentlemen. When you've been doing the show as long as us, you run out of ideas after a while. But we have a great show coming up, so we're gonna hit the play button. The first thing I always do, because I will forget, is saying hello to England. It's 1 o'clock in the morning over there. And we appreciate you staying up late and listening to us.
Hello.
All right, kids, you ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Air traffic control, bringing New York. Roger that. Bringing Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
Bam! We are back again for number 10. Cave Crew Radio, Season 10. Let's go! CaveCrewRadio.com.
Cave Crew Radio.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of the men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gonna go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clement, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power play goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Indeed, it is Cave Crew Radio, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DK. I am live from my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. It is great to be here with you tonight. We have a big show coming up. I'm really excited about tonight's show. I know we do this every single week and things seem to run into each other, but I'm excited about Twitter shits. I'm excited about Mike Reads the News. I'm excited about rebranding Florida and all kinds of stuff. I'm even excited about the drink of the week, and I really think the epicenter is going to be good. Listen, we are live on CaveCrewRadio.com. We are live over on YouTube. You search Cave Crew Radio. We're live on Facebook. Got a ton of affiliates, and we really appreciate it. And, of course, we're live on Pulse Talk Radio in England. And any of you up listening chops, we appreciate it. Grab a tea and a biscuit, and let's get into the show. But before we can move any further, ladies and gentlemen, I must first of all introduce my illustrious co-host, as always.
And now, he is the king of the sovereign county of Urian Stench and Stenchlandia, the commander-in-chief of the Water Gypsies, the self-proclaimed president of the United States, a university graduate, and always the epicenter of something. Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness, Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am King B, King of Stenchlandia and the Water Gypsies, your president-elect of the United States of America. And as always, the epicenter of something. This week, I am the epicenter of all things fixing technical issues at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's the worst when you get a call out.
I didn't get a call out. This was an in-home technical issue. And now I will explain, and then I want to ask what you would do or what you normally would do in a situation like this. So I sleep with the TV on.
I do as well. I will confess. I also
yeah.
sleep with the
I
TV.
I have tinnitus, so the ringing in my ears, like I can't sleep in silence, otherwise the ringing in my head is just going to be extremely loud. So I sleep with the TV on. This morning, I wake up at 3 a.m. and I had to pee. Now, for my TV, I've stated a while ago that I cut the cord, so I don't have a traditional cable box. What I have is an Apple TV box. So I have a little Apple TV box, and I have all my streaming apps on the box, and I flip to what I want to watch. So I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I have to pee. The TV is off, and my Apple TV box, the light is flashing.
Oh no!
It's just continually flashing. Constant, no pattern to it, just constant flashing. So I go pee, I come back, I try to just lay down and sleep, and I'll fix it later. But I can't fix it later because now it's in my head. Not only is the ringing in my ears loud because it's silent, but now it's in my head like, what's wrong with it? What happens if it's completely dead? Do I have to go buy another one? What am I going to, and all of these things now it's, 3:15 in the morning. I'm up with my phone on, Googling flashing light on Apple TV. And I'm sitting there, I unplugged it, I plugged it back in, it's still flashing. I thought maybe it was the remote because the remote, it doesn't have batteries, it's a charged remote. So I charged because I know the remote was dying. I charged the remote. I think maybe it's telling me the remote's dying. I'm going through all this. At 3:30 in the morning, I pull I noticed that the HDMI cable is not all the way in. So I take it out. It comes out it just flops out. I put it back in, and the TV appears.
Oh, it's like glory, glory, hallelujah.
But now I got up at 3 to pee. It is now 3:30. I've been on my phone. Now I got the TV on. Now I'm awake. So now I'm sitting there. I put on The Office. On my Plex, I put on The Office. And I just started watching episodes of The Office. And I had to be up at 5:15 as my normal. Every day I get up at 5:15.
I do as well.
I just watch TV until my alarm. And I haven't gone back to bed since.
Oh, this is this morning.
This is this morning, yes.
Oh, so you're going to have a very nice sleep.
I have a massive headache because of the weather outside. I'm completely exhausted. The drink of the week is coming, and I will describe that when it gets here. But here's my question:
you have a atmospheric headache, by the way, for those just joining us on the podcast or on Pulse FM, Pulse Talk Radio. I mean,
so let me ask you this.
Okay, and then I have a few questions. But,
okay, but my question to you now, describing what just happened, would you try to fix the TV, or would you say, fuck it, I'm just going to bed?
No. Well, yes and no. I've had the similar situation here. I am not in Apple TV world. I still have cable TV because of my sports and my local news. And we also have we have far too much television, which is great in the winter, but in the summer, no one's going to pay any attention to it. But anyhow, this has also happened to me where I fall asleep also, ladies and gentlemen, with the TV in the background. It's a very low volume. It's almost like people that need a fan.
Mm-hmm.
I need the TV in the background, be it the news, be it another show, Jimmy Kimmel, yada, yada. I need it as well. And then I'll sleep, I'm in a dead sleep, and I'll wake up. And not only is the TV off, but the room is black.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to disturb my partner in any way because she's sound asleep. So I try to lie down.
Mm-hmm.
I can't sleep. Be it the power goes out or the cable cuts out, whatever the reason, the TV has gone off. I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's not the same as you where I wake up and watch the TV. once I get the TV on, I'm kind of like, mommy's singing a lullaby.
Right.
But when it's off and I can't do anything because I don't want to wake anyone else up, like, this is really weird. Do people do this? Do they sleep in the dark?
Some people do.
It's too bizarre to me.
I'm with you.
It's too quiet. It's too dark.
Yep. Absolutely.
Get my REM.
Absolutely. I'm 100% with you. I can't do it, like I said, mainly for the ringing in my ears, but then, you get used to it where you're used to the noise behind you, the light coming from the TV that, lights up the room in a certain way. You're used to all that. So when everything's off, like you said, you're in black, it's
now, how does your wife feel about that? Because Melissa's used to it now. Isby is used to it now. I think it was kind of weird because the first couple times I slept over when I met her, it's like lights out, and I'm like, then she'd turn on the radio, and I'm like, this ain't still cutting it for me there, baby. This ain't gonna work out.
No, because she did the same thing too. Like, before we were living together, like in her apartment, she would do this. She'd fall asleep with the TV on and all that. And I remember when I first got satellite radio, I had like a little portable satellite radio that I can bring in the house. And she's going to sleep. I said, when we first started living together, I was like, do you mind if I play the radio? She's like, I don't care. Just play it. I'm going to fall asleep no matter what. So she doesn't care. She's used to it.
Yeah. I thought I was such a bizarre person.
No?
Some people fall asleep to TV. They put on like that, what do you call timer?
Yeah.
And once the timer goes, it's pitch black, yada, yada. But I liken it to, and I do like a fan once it warms up, but like I liken it to be, I always got to have the fan on.
Yeah, a lot of people, they call it the white noise, basically, the white noise in the background. They need something going on in the background in order to sleep. Now, I have another thing where I will, like, sometimes the TV has an auto shut off, like if it's sitting on one app or one channel or whatever it is for a long period of time with no response through the remote, it'll just turn itself off because it automatically assumes that you're either out of the room or sleeping or something like that.
It does that in hotels as well, and it drives me nuts because then I'm up again.
And that's the thing. Like, I'll wake up because there's silence.
Right. You see, you're there. I'm not alone, ladies and gentlemen.
No, absolutely not. I will wake up. There's been plenty of times where the TV will have automatically turned off. Nothing's wrong. It just automatically turned off. And I'll wake up and because it's silent, and I'll reach for the remote, turn the TV back on, and go back to sleep.
So you and I have been together since circa 2015. And we didn't realize this about each other that we had in common. We knew we had a lot more in common, but just another thing we have in common. TV phobia.
I guess you could call it that, yes.
Yeah. Because I swear to God, I wake up and I'm like, it's black. And now tell me this. When you set the volume though, so when you're watching a show and you're awake and, we go upstairs after the show, we're going to watch television, have dinner, whatever, you've got it turned up to a level where it's audible. Do you turn the TV to a level where it's almost like,
yes.
Yeah, me too.
The way I guess the way I feel about it is when I'm awake, it's at a certain level. But as I go to sleep and everything in the rest of the house quiets down, I bring the TV volume down to match that. So I can still hear it. It's not like a murmur in the background. I still hear it, but it's at a lower volume. So like the next day when everything's going on, everybody's waking up and the TV is still at that low volume, I can't hear it. I got to turn it back up.
Right. So you're like, this is a weird thing. We're all confessing and being really honest about shit tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Is that not yet? I got to finish my thought first. Is that I set the volume to where I'm straining to listen to it. So it almost draws you into a sleep pattern. Would you agree with that?
I don't know.
So I'm listening to it, but I kind of hear it and I kind of don't, and it just kind of makes me nod off.
No, I hear it. I don't think I you know what? I never really thought about it. So I'd have to feel it out tonight, basically.
Yeah, we can't wait. We'll report back on this next week. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new jingle coming very soon, but I do believe, and I got to try and get this crazy camera angle going. I think this is the one. Yeah, that's the right one. See, I'm getting good at this, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the drink of the week.
So this drink is called a Purple Passion.
Purple Passion.
There's two things in it. There's vodka and razzmatazz. So this is pure alcohol.
Razzmatazz.
It's a liqueur.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the things in another drink that we've had called the Purple Motherfucker.
Oh, right. I remember that one. Yes.
So that's the only two things in this drink. I think there's a little bit of simple syrup in there just to sweeten it up a little bit, but it's just vodka and razzmatazz. So this is basically purple jet fuel.
Right. And you've been up since 3:00 in the morning, and
yes.
You're in charge of reading the stories.
Yes. And I have an atmospheric headache, and I'm drinking jet fuel.
Yes, I forgot about that.
And I have more.
This is very formal. Hi, Ken. How are you?
Well,
I'm doing fantastic, Facebook user. You're using my formal name. I'm DK. But anyway, great to see a Facebook user. Thanks for joining us. And you have more. Well, you answered my next question, which is always, do you have more?
Yes. So I have the shaker. There's probably one and a half more.
No, as you know, I was quite perplexed about this when Grandmaster P was involved in the liqueur mixing and the drink mixing. Were there gloves involved with the shaker? Just something I've never heard of before.
No, this was actually made last night. Like I said, we tried it out last night because my wife was having a rough day at work. I had a long day yesterday as well. So we said, let's have a drink. Let's test out the drink that we're going to do tonight to see if it, is good. So we made this drink yesterday and just stuck it in the freezer. Since it's vodka, it's not going to freeze.
Yeah, but I'm very impressed that you grabbed the shaker with bare hands.
Oh, yeah.
Because you explained to us before that you must have gloves on.
No, my son had gloves on.
Right.
I didn't say you had to. I said he did because it was so cold.
You know what? You're going to get calluses at some point.
Yeah, he's still got innocent hands, I guess.
Yeah.
I've been, I was a bass player, so I got calluses. We both done, handyman work around the house, so your hands build up kind of this
toughness.
Yes.
The shaker, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna jump out of character. We got a great show. If you're just joining us, by the way, if you are joining us, please share the show. It really helps us get more viewers and find more crazy people like us because we're kind of nuts. We fall asleep with the TV on.
And wake up when it turns itself off.
Right. You're going to have to rewind to figure that out. Anyway, we were originally going to, there it is. We were originally going to start this show off as a sports show. But we talked many times. We got sidetracked and yada. But tonight we have a sports segment, which is kind of cool. But of course, it's weird. Big B.
It has to be. Otherwise, we wouldn't cover it on this show.
We wouldn't normally go to sports. That's another show we do.
But this one, before I read the story, it's a little bit of a backstory. So Aaron Rodgers, he's under contract with the Green Bay Packers, but he's 39 years old. So he's getting towards up there at retirement age for a football player. Tom Brady just retired earlier this year.
And what was it? 45, I believe.
He was 45 when he retired. Aaron Rodgers is 39. So he doesn't know what he's going to do yet, whether he's going to play for the Packers, ask for a trade to another team, or retire. So he's going to do a certain thing that I'm just about to read to kind of figure out what he's doing for next season.
Do you realize when you read this, this is the opposite of falling asleep with the TV on? I didn't realize it until we got through the epicenter.
It is.
You got maraschino cherries again, don't you?
I did. They fell out of the glass, so I caught them.
Every single drink, doesn't matter if you're having 7-Up and freaking ice cream, you're going to have a maraschino cherry in there.
I love maraschino cherries.
Yeah, I do too. I used to pick them out of the jar.
Oh, I did too when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I take a fork and just sit there with a jar and eat them.
Yeah.
So
anyway, this guy, one of the arguably the best quarterbacks of all time.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not with the Packers, rumors to the Las Vegas Raiders, which is really weird because they're the Oakland Raiders to me. But rumors, like a lot of teams around the league, want him.
The Jets are a big rumor. The Raiders are the rumor, or staying with the Packers or retiring.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he doesn't know what he wants to do yet. He's doing this certain thing to help him along.
Right.
This story is reported everywhere, but the one I'm reading comes from CNN. The headline reads, Aaron Rodgers is starting his darkness retreat this week, and he might film it.
How do you... Wait a minute. Go ahead, I'll ask.
Yeah, that's the first I heard of it. Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is preparing to undertake his darkness retreat, which will take place at the end of this week. I think he's currently in a darkness retreat now.
Oh, I wish we could get updates.
Quote, I'm doing a darkness retreat later this week. I'm excited about it. I didn't realize how much it would take off, he told Pat McAfee Tuesday, adding that the trip has been planned for months. Last week, Rodgers revealed to McAfee he would be taking the retreat where he will be in total darkness for 4 days and nights, though he could leave at any point if he wishes to do so.
So the door's not locked. It's not the Forbidden Gate. It's not the Hotel California.
No, he can leave.
Okay.
And he also added that the whole experience can produce hallucinations similar to the psychedelic drug DMT. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the real name.
How would he know that? He doesn't like vaccines, so he must not like DMT.
Who knows? On Tuesday, 4-time MVP Rodgers gave McAfee more details on what the retreat will entail, noting that he will eat once a day during his stay and hinted that he would possibly film the experience. The quarterback also pushed back on the judgment he said he received when news came out about his retreat. For me, this is the thing that works for me. I've done many similar things to this. I haven't done this specific darkness retreat, but I've done many meditation retreats and yoga retreats, things that have stimulated my mind and helped me get in a better headspace and have a greater peace in my life.
Can we now call him Grasshopper?
Old grass. It wouldn't be young grasshopper. It would be old grasshopper.
Old Grasshopper.
The retreat comes at a time of
the wind in the reeds, Grasshopper.
The retreat comes at a time of uncertainty for the 39-year-old Rodgers. While he signed a bumper contract extension with the Packers last year, speculation has swirled as to where he will be plying his trade next season. There's also been talk of his departure from the Packers, the only team he's ever played for since he joined from the University of California in 2005. To top it off, Packers missed out on the NFL playoffs this year for the first time since 2018.
Yeah,
on Tuesday,
all year.
On Tuesday, Rodgers made it clear he wouldn't be undertaking the retreat for the sole purpose of deciding what's next in his football career, but to get a broader perspective on life. I said after the Super Bowl, I'm going to go on my darkness retreat. I'm probably going to have a better sense of where I'm at in my life, Rogers said Tuesday. I didn't say I'm going to the darkness retreat just to figure out if I'm going to play next year or retire.
Well, I mean, he had a bad breakup this year, did he not?
Last off season, that's when his main receiver Devontae Adams got traded to.
I'm not talking about the passing that way. I'm talking about the passing in the bedroom. Didn't he just break up with some supermodel?
That would be Tom Brady.
No, I'm convinced that Aaron Rodgers did as well.
No,
he was with some young gal. We'll get back to you. Cave Crew Radio fact checkers, look it up. Let me know. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers went through not marital because they weren't married, but he went through a breakup, and I'm not talking about his favorite receiver in the shower.
No, that was Tom Brady. That was Tom Brady and Gisele Bundchen.
I'm going to prove you wrong, and I'm going to send it to you when we text.
Okay. Okay. He also added, I think it's going to be important to get through this week and to take my isolation retreat and just be able to contemplate all things, my future, and then make a decision that I feel like is the best for me moving forward and in the highest interest of my happiness.
All right. Can I ask questions yet?
Sure. That's basically it.
So, number one, I never knew he was such a euphoric character. He always looked so serious on the field and really took his craft seriously. Not saying he doesn't, but all right. So he can leave anytime. That's fantastic. You don't feel like you're a prisoner. You can completely absorb the darkness and all that it involves. And if you listen to us on the Epicenter, Big B and I are not big fans of that. He can have one meal a day. What are they serving, and how does he know where it is? Is he just grasping at the plate and trying to hit his mouth?
I don't know. That was basically the story. So it doesn't give any information about that. Also, I want to know, now you're going to be in complete darkness, which means, you're not going to have TV or anything that emits light. So how are you going to know what day is it? Because eventually it's just going to blend all together.
Well, I think that's what, I know you don't watch Yellowstone, but that one dude, Casey, he went into that thing with the wolves and went on this trip because he was out in the wilderness for so long. Your mind starts to play tricks on you and yada. How does he know? Where is he going? Number 2?
I don't know. Is he in a room with other people? Are they going to bump into each other?
Oh, so you're saying this is a darkness orgy?
Well, it's a retreat, right? You don't go on a retreat by yourself.
Oh,
so
they all hold hands in the darkness and hum.
They can hum Kumbaya for all I know. But, I'm assuming.
And then Declan, the guy that organized all this, orders a pizza.
His name is Declan.
Yeah, he orders a pizza, and it's served in dark. Is there a little candle or a flashlight that guides it into the crevices of the darkness?
The one spiritual retreat candle?
Yeah. But I mean, you get one meal a day. This is it. You're intermittent fasting, I guess. But this one meal a day comes, and how is it served? Declan's at the door. Hi, it's me, Declan. I've got your meal of the day. I've also got a spare roll of toilet paper. I don't know where your shit. Imagine cleaning up this freaking orifice when they're all done their escape.
There's lots of questions that need to be answered. I want to know, so usually a retreat is you have that picture up, the picture next to Aaron Rodgers. A retreat is done somewhere, especially I would assume a darkness retreat is somewhere in isolation, the woods or somewhere like that.
This looks like a fucking outhouse. Wait. I can't find my mouse.
I want to know.
Look, it looks like an outhouse.
So where is the kitchen? Where is the food coming from?
So maybe you're sitting on an outhouse by yourself. There is no group. It is no retreat. They lock you in a outhouse without a light. So then if you got to go to the bathroom, you can. and the guy just, I guess Declan kind of shoves hot dogs through those little holes in the door.
Declan is shoving hot dogs through a door.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to wrap my. And then I'm wondering, you walk out of there, is he going to hear a trumpet? Like, you're crossing Asgard? Boom, 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 boom. I know what I have to do now. I have to sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I just thought of another question. You're bringing up when he comes out, right? So you've been in a dark room for 4 days and 4 nights. So your eyes have adjusted to the darkness. When you go outside, that sun is going to be like it's 4 feet in front of you. It's going to be that bright. Do you have to wear glasses?
Barabbas, right? The movie Barabbas?
No.
Anthony Quinn. So Barabbas was the one who was taken off the cross for Christ. They freed Barabbas. Anyway, don't want to get into that. But when he came out of the cave, he was like, he couldn't see, man. Like he was in those dark caves for, I don't know, 40 days and 40 nights. That seems to be the theme in the Bible. But yeah, you can't see. So he's going to come out of there. Is he going to need like cataract surgery or something? I don't know.
Right. Does he have to bring like his Ray-Bans with him to put them on when he comes out? Like, what is the protocol for reintroducing someone from the darkness retreat out into the light of life?
Like when he goes for the third down conversion, whoever he's playing for, it could be in the USFL for like the New Jersey Generals or something. We don't know yet. CFL, Toronto Argonauts. But he's going for that. Is he going to have like that some kind of late? Are we missing something by leaving the TV on at night?
We might be, because apparently this gives him a much higher spirituality, a much higher plane of mental existence. So I don't know.
We're going to need follow-up on this.
By the way, the Facebook user, I logged on to see who the Facebook user was. Linda Desjardins.
Pardon me?
Linda Desjardins.
Well, hello, Linda Desjardins. I have no idea who you are.
Oh, all right then.
I've been in the darkness, but it's great to see you too, Linda Desjardins. Anyway, folks, we're gonna keep an eye on this, most definitely.
I'm very curious. So I guess it started maybe today, maybe yesterday, but by the middle of next week, he should be out of the darkness retreat, and then we'll see what enlightenment he gained while being in there for 4 days.
All right, fair enough. Stories like this, ladies and gentlemen, make me need a break, and there's no better way for us here on Cave Crew Radio to take a break than to hop into a brand new edition of Mike Jolitz Reads the News. Inside of probably 3 minutes, he's going to catch us up on everything that's important in the world around us. Keep your hands off that drink. I need you for another little bit.
I'm already on my second glass.
Oh, God.
And now, Cave Crew Radio presents Mike Reads the News with Mike Jolitz.
Hello, Cave Crew Radio. How are you guys doing today? Hello, DK. Hello, Sir Big B. And listeners around the world. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. Today is February the 17th, and it is now time for Mike Reads the News. The Arizona Cardinals have hired a new coach to replace Cliff Kingsbury. I'd mentioned the name, but the team will still suck, so I won't waste my time. It was freaking cold Wednesday morning. It was only 38 degrees in Phoenix. It was 48 in Milwaukee and 54 in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. What the feck? Dick Van Dyke was eliminated from The Masked Singer on Wednesday. He was in a gnome costume. I'm crushed he lost. Country singer Sarah Evans also got the boot. Patrick Mahomes was lit during the Super Bowl celebration parade in Kansas City this week. Damn near fell off an open-top bus. Los Angeles Raiders released Derek Carr from the team. They dodged a $40 million bullet by letting him go. Aaron Rodgers going to the Raiders now? Probably not. And finally in the news, Bud Ice is the bum wine Bob drink of the week. I had that when I was younger. Wasn't bad, but a 40 ounce can mess you up Patrick Holmes style if you drink it fast enough. Alrighty, guys, that does it for the news. It is now time for the tidbits. They're not headlines. They're just little tiny pieces of shit. Yeah. Raquel Welch died. She was 82. Oh, no. 212 is ranked number 4 on the alternative charts and surprise on Reverb Nation. Oh, yeah. Crystal Mullman was briefly detained after a cloud of gas was released in Mesa. Oh, yeah. The new Winnie the Pooh movie's out. I'm going to take the kids. Oh, yeah. And finally in the tidbits, Ryan Seacrest is leaving Live with Kelly. Seacrest out indeed. Alrighty, guys, that does it for this. Mike reads the news. You guys take care of yourselves. Choose chow and auf Wiedersehen. I will be back next week. Later. Bye-bye.
Hot topics, weird news, shock talk radio, cavecrewradio.com.
Oh, Mike Jolitz. I always catch up on things like Secrets. Hey, have you heard about that Winnie the Pooh movie?
I forget what it's called, but I saw the trailer for it. It's a Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Yeah. How is this allowed to happen in today's liberal?
I don't know, but it's was it Christopher Robbins, whatever the fuck his name is, all grown up, and Winnie the Pooh feels abandoned and seeks his revenge.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
It's that along the same lines as Cocaine Bear. Have you seen the trailer for Cocaine Bear?
No, I have not seen the trailer for Cocaine Bear. I want to see Dave Bautista knocking at the cabin, but
Cocaine Bear looks. I think it's being marketed as a comedy, and it's supposedly loosely based on a true story. Which the only part of the story that's true is that the bear ate cocaine. Other than that, what the real story was, the bear smugglers lost a thing of cocaine out of an airplane, and it was over Kentucky. A bear found it, ate it, and then died. But in the movie, the bear eats it and then goes on a rampage.
Yeah, not gonna die. Do you remember Grizzly back in the day? Are you old enough to remember the movie?
Like Grizzly Adams?
No, Grizzly. It was like this bear movie.
No, I don't remember that at all.
It was around the same time as Midway and Poseidon Adventure and all those.
No, I don't remember. I remember Grizzly Adams. That's what I remember. And he was a survivalist in the woods.
Yeah. Anyway, so next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have something old that is something new. Now, we had this graphic here. I want to bring this up first. Talking FLA. As you know, we like to talk the news in Florida. But there was so much excitement around this that our very own co-host, Mike Jolitz, actually sent us this.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, why not? I said,
I like it.
Use it. I'll replace the one I made. And to go along with that, ladies and gentlemen, is this.
Behind the headlines this week in Weird News.
Wrong one. DK hit the wrong button, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm the one that's been up since 3:00 in the morning.
I know, but if you could, I'm going to take a screenshot next week, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at, and I try to break it down by colors, and I'm trying to talk, and I'm trying to entertain you, and I'm trying to yada, and keep up with Big B's, skill testing questions. Anyway, this is the right one.
Cave Crew Radio presents Florida in the news.
quick little backstory on this.
I love it.
It's amazing. So Mike Jolitz has the coolest intro songs. Like everyone loves our intro. It went to what, like the final four in the podcast radio show intro contest there a few years ago. We've got a absolutely amazing intro. But when we go into segments, we usually have like little stingers, is what we call them in the radio podcast business, where an announcer will come in and go, now it's time for, or I'll make something up, or you'll make something up, and we'll mix it together. Well, I went to Mike, and I'm like, you got this guy. And by the way, if he wants to be paid, I'll pay him. I've had no answer on this yet, but who makes these really cool. And if you didn't hear Mike reads the news, you'll hear it on the Twitter shits in a little bit. But I'm like, I want this. And I had this thing in my head. I don't know where I was. I must have been watching like retro MTV or something. But I'm watching what are they called? Mysterious Minds, or can't remember what the band is, but they do a song called Walking in LA. I think it was like their only hit.
Not Simple Minds.
Simple Minds. Is it?
No, they have more hits than
it's not
one.
Simple Minds. It's another band. It starts with an M. Anyway, I don't mean to mislead you people. So I'm thinking in my head, Florida in the news, Florida in the news. I never thought Walking in LA would turn into Talking FLA. It was so
great. It's great. I heard that when I saw the email come through. First I saw the name, who's from. I was like, what is this? And there's a file attached. I was like, this has got to be like a scam or whatever. And then I realized, I was like, oh shit. Let me click on it and see what it is. And there's, a couple of different versions of it. And it's great. I love the hook to it. I love the lead up to it. It's definitely got a retro 80s type feel to it with the, kind of the keyboard type sounds going on. It's wonderful. I love it.
I'm doing something here. Keep talking. Keep saying how you were mesmerized and.
So there were different versions of it.
Missing Persons was the name of the band.
Missing Persons. Okay, I remember. I remember the name Missing Persons. I don't think I remember Walking in LA. I'm sure if I heard it, I would probably remember.
Well, when you were running around doing your metal thing, like metal has lasted through the years, but like there was Missing Persons, there was Platinum Blonde, there was all these 90s weird Berlin
I remember Berlin. 90s
bands.
Berlin was 80s. Berlin wrote some iconic songs that were in movies. Berlin was big in the 80s.
Midnight Train. I loved all that shit when I was a kid. I even had a mullet, by the way. But that's for another day. You guys come here for Florida in the news. That's what you're going to get. We only have 2 stories this week, but when you hear Talking FLA, you'll know we're the experts on this shit, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I don't hear other shows, other podcasts specifically centering on all the weird things in Florida. You go to fucking Disney World, do yourself silly. We're going to start a golf cart tour of all these weird places, starting in the villages with our hoofahs.
You have to start in the villages. That's where all the shit goes down.
Yeah.
And nobody covers Florida like we do. The first story of the night from Florida comes from the Sebastian Daily. I don't know what the hell that is, but
me either.
I guess it's the community's individual little
something like the allotment, like when Dave and Wendy put out a newsletter. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Headline reads: Sebastian police receive calls about an intoxicated man in his underwear.
Yes, it's warm there, Big B. Why would you want to wear pants?
It is warm there. And I didn't realize this, but now I'm looking at the picture that you have up. And if you look at the side profile, I'm assuming he's still naked except for his underwear because that just looks like a cloth that was put over him.
Like someone you go to the barber. I was
Yes,
thinking
one
the
of the
same
barber
thing.
things.
It's like that sheet the barber puts around you so you don't get hair down your back.
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like.
So maybe they've arrested him in what's that place you said, the newsletter?
Sebastian.
Maybe that's like at the Sebastian barber shop.
Oh, maybe it could be.
And you know, Deputy Don is there with his gun or his taser, whatever they use there in Florida, and they've wrapped him in one of those little sheets.
It's very, very possible.
Yeah.
The Sebastian Police Department received numerous calls about an intoxicated man acting disorderly, wearing only a T-shirt and underwear in the vicinity of Louisiana Boulevard and CR 512, which is otherwise known as Sebastian Boulevard.
I love how they give us the exact places. I'm telling you, we need to get a map, be it virtual or real, and start pinning things.
Mm-hmm. And that will help with our tour.
Yeah.
Police said there was also a vehicle accident where the subject behaved disorderly as paramedics and other first responders were performing their lawful duties. Other officers arrived at the scene and questioned the subject, later identified as an 80-year-old William Kemisiak.
Yeah, so he's escaped from his home.
And he's 80.
Yeah.
That man in the picture is 80.
Yes. He is allowed. He has earned the right to run around in public in a T-shirt and underwear.
Absolutely.
In my book, anyway.
It was evident that William was clearly under the influence of alcohol. His speech was slurred and he was off balance. Kemisiak was screaming, yelling, and walking into the street, distracting officers from tending to the accident.
So wait a minute. We have two different situations. We've got a legitimate drunk driver and what's his name in his T-shirt and underwear.
Yes, that is 100% correct.
Okay, right.
He was asked to cease his behavior by the police, but refused. This may sound familiar to anybody who watched the State of the Union. It's just like Biden. At one point, he left the location, but then police received more 911 calls about Kemisiak only wearing his underwear.
So he did this scene where I can appreciate the officers are tending to this drunk driver.
Mm-hmm.
They let him go.
Yes, because he was like he wasn't involved in the accident. He was just there being a nuisance, being a drunken 80-year-old person.
Right. He was just out there singing Alouetta in the middle of the fucking interstate.
Right. So the officers were like, just go away. We have other things to do. We have to tend to this accident.
Don't have time for this right now. It's Florida. If you were in Wisconsin, you'd be in cuffs by now.
Right. Correct. Exactly. 100%.
Gotcha. Okay.
Let's see. He was at one point he left the location, but then the police received more 911 calls about Kemisiak only wearing his underwear.
Oh, I guess he lost his shirt at
he
this
took the
point.
shirt off.
He's Magic Mike.
The caller said he was flailing his arms on the side of the road, disrupting traffic flow and grabbing an item from someone's bicycle.
So basically, he's doing the rock lobster before he goes into someone's basket on their bicycle.
He was one of like those blow up things outside of used cars.
Yes,
they flail like that. He was doing that
to distract the bicyclists. He's actually a master criminal.
I'm sure it's not the president.
The president is not that limber.
No, but he does scream for no reason and flail his arms and for no apparent reason whatsoever.
It goes like this.
Yes. Due to the calls and hindering law enforcement from tending to their duties at the crash scene, officers arrested Kemisiak and charged him with disorderly intoxication. He was transported to the Indian River County Jail, where his bond was set at $500.
Was he able to post bail?
That's the end of the story.
What did he take from the bicycle?
Every single one of these stories never answer the questions that we have.
So, like when I think of a bicycle in Florida, I'm thinking of like Auntie May in The Wizard of Oz. Like she's got a basket in front of her, in front, and he's like maybe taking some vegetables. But it could be like a motocross, or like is he trying to remove the handlebar or something?
It's left. This is why we say don't leave it up to our imagination, because we will come up with various conclusions.
We leave the television on at night, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
You don't understand.
Did you have getting completely off topic, but when you leave the television on, did you ever dream about things that are going on, like on the if something comes on where there's shooting, all of a sudden you're in like this cop scene and running down a criminal or something like that in your dream?
Yes, I try to explain to people, but they never can consume it. It's like going to a drive-in movie for free.
Right.
So my dreams aren't boring. I'm not walking through the daisies wondering what I'm going to have for lunch. I'm running in slow motion while people are firing A-51s at me.
That's right.
It's excellent. Or I'm driving a car in slow motion and putting it off a cliff. Okay. One time I was on the top of a building. I have no idea how the car got up there.
But that's the fun part about the dreams. You're hearing things going on in the background, and that infiltrates your mind, and your dreams become what you're listening to.
It's almost like playing like a virtual reality game, like Dragon's Lair or something. Like whatever's on the TV, they might go to the weather, and all of a sudden you're inside a tornado.
I'm telling you, don't fall asleep to the Investigation Discovery Channel, because that channel is all about killers, murderers, and rapists. You'll have some fucked up dreams.
Well, you might not have the channel HLN there, Headline
News. Yeah, but yeah, we have it.
So I usually turn that on, and after the show, I'll watch like 2020 and the normal news and whatever's on, and if there's some sports. When I go to bed on the weekend, because I know some fucking pastor's going to come on at 3:00 in the morning, that'll really fuck your dreams up, by the way, folks. Anyway, I know something really weird, or like a ShamWow commercial is going to come on, so I turn on HLN on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you get like you're in this dark cottage and you think you're awake and you're looking this way and you're looking.
Oh yeah. Well, I know in HLN they play the Forensic Files.
Yes, those are the best.
Oh, I love the Forensic Files, but don't fall asleep to the Forensic Files, because you will dream some fucked up shit
after the show.
You will dream some fucked up shit watching the Forensic Files.
Friday after the show, I fall asleep to the Forensic Files.
I'm telling you, don't fall asleep to HLN, to the ID net. Fall asleep to like HGTV or the Cooking Network.
No, and then you're like in this like Peter Pan kind of situation. It's weird.
Anyway, I sidetracked everything, but
yeah, it gets too weird, and my headphones are freaking me out right now.
Your sound got all fucked up.
Am I okay?
You sound, you kind of sound like a little bit far away. Like,
how am I now?
Oh, that's better. Jesus.
All right, I must have got excited and touched the microphone. I'm sorry, folks. For those of you live, the ones on podcast, everything will remix and they'll soundfly. It is really disturbing, but that's what I fall asleep to.
Yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes, sometimes I make a conscious of, like last night. The Rangers are on the West Coast, so I was watching. I fell asleep to the Rangers at Vancouver, and I woke up to on they play on MSG here locally, Madison Square Garden Network, and after that is some betting channel. Like, they talk about odds and all of this. So it's some weird shit that
So
goes
you
on.
had like a dream that you were in
Like I was in Las Vegas and winning money and
like
some shit.
the dreams are cool, ladies and gentlemen. You think we're weird, but I'm telling you. Okay, so yeah, my mic gain is there.
Yeah,
There.
There you go. There you go.
Otherwise,
There's some mic issues going on.
it's moving like back and forth. And anyway, no, I wanted to stay there. I'm on something weird here, ladies.
You may have to update your firmware on the microphone.
I got to update it. Anyway, let's go to kind of like a Hallmark Florida story.
Well,
it's kind
a Hallmark with a twist.
Yeah, a feel-good story.
This next story comes from clickorlando.com. Headline reads, "Did I just get shit on? Bird crashes Daytona Beach wedding, poops on bride during the vows." Do you have something ready?
I do, whenever you tell me. Now?
Nope.
Okay.
I will let you know. A wedding in Daytona Beach had an unfortunate accident after a passing bird pooped on the bride in the middle of her vows. Video of the wedding was posted on...
It's happened where? On TikTok.
Oh, I nailed it this week, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely nailed it. For those of you that follow us every week. That was... You could not get a better timing than that.
That was perfect. The video shows the bride in the middle of saying her vows when she looks down and asks, "Did I just get shit on?" The groom said, "I don't know," while laughing and patting at her shoulder. As the attendees begin to laugh, the bride can be heard saying, "Are you kidding me? It smells," said the groom. Oh, damn it.
I've never had bird poop though. Does it smell?
I don't know, but I will tell you really quick. And we talked about this when Stu visited. We were going to the ferry to go to the Statue of Liberty. Right. So you got to go to Manhattan. You hop on a boat and it'll take you out to Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty. We got there early, so we went. There's the coffee carts that are outside everywhere. So we got very early in the morning. We got a cup of coffee each and I got a buttered roll and I don't know what Stu got. And we're sitting on a bench waiting. We already have the tickets and we're just waiting until it's our time to board the boat. Sitting on the bench, all of a sudden, and he had just bought a brand new New York Yankees hat. Sitting on the bench, I look over. Just in time to see shit slide down Stu's hat, his brand new hat, his bird shit right on top of his hat. So he had to go back to the cart and ask for a cup of water so he could clean off his hat.
I can just imagine this. Excuse me. May I please have a cup of water?
In and amongst the guy, it was during the week, so people are going to work and getting their little breakfast sandwiches and their coffee, and he goes and asks for water with a shit covered hat. But I digress.
It was good. I remember him telling us that.
Yes, it was quite funny. So, but I don't know if it smelled. I don't remember it because I think I was laughing too much. Chiola, which is the owner and operator of Chiola Films, who is the person that was filming the wedding, told News 6 that another photographer, Michelle Schaefer, at Thaco Fos Studios, had recommended him for the wedding. He was recording the marriage ceremony, though no one noticed that the bride had been the victim of a party pooper until she reacted. It was really hard to see, like in person, because it was a bright sunny day and bird poop is white. Oh, well, I write things
white
down.
dress. Yes, please write that down. We need things right now, ladies and gentlemen. You'll learn why he's writing things down if you're new to the show. I'm still trying to figure out. I didn't know bird poop stunk.
Neither did I really. I live near an above ground train station with a bus depot right underneath. So all the pigeons gather underneath the trestle and they shit. But I don't remember that area smelling. So I don't know. I guess, well, apparently this one did.
Remind me to tell you the story about the baby pigeons on the balcony. It's for another day.
Okay. Let me write that down as a note for a later time.
Maybe a pre-show or it's a story of when the wife and I had an apartment and cute little birds and what happened to our balcony. It was quite disastrous, but I don't want to take away from the show because we got a lot to get to.
So we were kind of confused as to why she stopped, and then she started laughing, and they were rubbing her shoulder. Despite the wedding faux pas, Chicola said the bride and the groom took it like champs. They just kept repeating that it's good luck. It's good luck. It's good luck. So they were just so happy and excited to be married. They weren't going to let anything get in their way of that happiness. So they just spun it as a good sign.
Which they say, the bird of happiness shits on your window. I don't remember the exact saying, but there is a saying along that ways.
Well, they just try to spin it as a good thing because you just got shit on.
But is there video? Is in your, you take a wedding video. It's your big day. You're all excited about it. Everything's got to be. Did I just get shit on by a bird?
So remember where this was posted.
And then imagine the pastor. Excuse me, ma'am.
You shouldn't say such things during a wedding ceremony.
I do.
Remember where this was posted.
Right.
TikTok. So of course there's a video out there of this, and you see the guy laughing. I'm sure ultimately the girl was horrified because you've been married, so you know. I don't know if your wife was a psychopath like mine was leading up to the wedding. And my wedding was outdoors. I don't know where yours was.
Mine was indoors, but
if my wife got shit on by a bird that day, she would have flipped the fuck out.
Yeah. No, it's a major event to them. To us, we're like, I'm going to prison and I have not even committed a crime.
Right. Well, I never forget. I always joke with my wife, and we joke about it. Her father, when he walked her up the aisle and gave her away to me, he turned to me and said, "There's still time to run," and then sat down.
Hey, well, it's true. Listen, don't get us wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Being married has unbelievable benefits. Your partner's in crime. You're both hopefully working and making your life better, and you have children and lots of great memories. But I'm telling you, you're in there, and sometimes you think, I'm going to make a run for it.
That's what my father-in-law said. There's still time to run. Yeah. Right as he gives away his daughter to me at the altar at the wedding. And 21 years later, we're still together.
I'm surprised he didn't say she's all yours now.
No. But that was her father. Her father was very funny like that. And again, like I said, we're together 21 years later. We're still together.
Yeah. I'm still in the same boat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm at the place now where it'll cost me more to leave than it will to stay. So we just do it. And she lets me do the show. We have all kinds of fun. All right. That's it for this week, talking in FLA, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll be back with it again.
FLA, the Cave
I love it. I absolutely love it.
And by the way, if you don't sleep with the television on, you're going to hear that in your head all night.
That's right.
Just another reason to maybe sleep with the TV on. That's our theme tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But Mike Jolitz is going to jump back in again, and he's got some advice for couples and such.
I can't wait.
There. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for Twitter Shits, another popular segment on the show.
Now, it's time for another edition of Twitter Shits with Mike Jolitz.
Mike Jolitz, Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz, Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz, Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads the fucking shit. All right. All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Twitter Shits. Alrighty, guys, everybody. This one right here, this is more of an advice Twitter Shits, but the replies on this Twitter Shits were just extraordinary. So I have to give this information to you guys so that you can use it if need be. Alrighty, so the question is, what is the fastest way to calm a woman when she is angry? At Mickey D tweeted, ask her if she needs to poop. She may be bound up. At Jared Has Advice tweeted, calm down, woman. Damn, you're acting crazy, just like your mother. At Stevie Wonder tweeted, start laughing and say she's cute. It always works. At Hey Mo, I've always found just saying simmer down now works just fine. At David's Dumbass tweeted, I found that telling her to calm down works a treat. Sometimes, though, she also needs to be told to relax. If you can get both of them into the same conversation, you may also need to tell her she's overreacting. These three in combination will definitely do the trick. At Brian Wells tweeted, I heard rolling your eyes helps. At Dirty Sanchez tweeted, tell her to chill. That's it. At Billy B tweeted, I know talking in a calm voice and saying, why are you yelling at me? Doesn't usually get a positive response. At Paul is a dead man tweeted, just tell her she is wrong. She will come to her senses and everything will calm down. At Jocelyn tweeted, tell her to calm down, of course. And don't forget to insinuate she may be being unreasonable. At Pope John Paul tweeted, tell her to calm down and think about what she did wrong. At Good Thing She's Pretty tweeted, let her do some dishes and laundry. It has a calming effect. Trust me. At Bye Felicia tweeted, just tell her to calm down. She'll instantly see that you're right. It works every time. At Doug is a gross bastard tweeted, you point to the kitchen with the stern tits over the stove. That way she can be productive while she calms down. At Stephen Bisbee tweeted, be sure to point out that she may be starting her period. At Amanda added to a post, make sure you emphasize how irrational she is at the same time. Don't forget that step. At Mark Evans tweeted, just agree with everything and say, calm your tits. At Mark Karate Chop tweeted, tell her to calm down, take a breath, and stop overreacting. At Iron Mike tweeted, I've always found that placing my hands on their shoulders and say, calm down, little filly, works like a charm. At Donnie Darko tweeted, call her by her mother's name and tell her to relax and breathe. At Bobber tweeted, gag ball usually shuts them up. At Bruce Santiago tweeted, tell her she takes after her mother. At Dan tweeted, hand her a knife. Her wifely instincts will kick in and she will make you a sandwich. At Mullen Fosby tweeted, just tell her she's overreacting and it's not that big of a deal. She'll calm right down. At Bill De Silva tweeted, just point out what she did wrong. She'll turn right around. At Aquila Fan tweeted, just say, calm the farm. You know I'm right. And finally, in the Twitter shits, at Steve Rude Dude tweeted, put a towel around her shoulders like it's a cape and shout, now you're super angry. Alrighty, guys, that does it for this Twitter shits or advice shits. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Anyway, guys, choose chow and off Wiedersehen saying later, bye-bye. If I am alive tomorrow.
Isn't it
that was what happened to the song?
It cut out on me. I'm at like I gotta really get in here and set this mic up because it's diving back and forth on me like
Yeah, you probably just.
crazy. But thank God it's almost the end of the shows. But yeah, Mike Joel's Twitter shits. One of my favorites, actually.
That was so funny. Oh my God. Now I have a question for Mike. I know where he records everything. So was his wife around when he was doing the responses to the Twitter shit? If she was, what was her reaction? Because I obviously he's reading other people's reactions. So was she laughing? Was she saying that was stupid? Well, I want to know what his wife's reaction was as he's recording that.
Does she have a sense of humor like our wives, like they have to?
Oh, I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
I didn't meet her when we were out there, but I'm sure she has a great sense of humor.
Oh, you never met her?
No, she was at work while we were out there, and then we spent the afternoon there, but then left, I guess, before she got home.
So another reason to go back again.
I can't wait.
All right. So we got a few things left. I really want to get to the last two.
You want to just do those two?
I think we should, and then we can always. The one about the drinks is really cool too, but we'll see if we have time.
So we're just going to do the last two then.
For now.
Yeah, all right.
Because we're getting close.
I gotta find. Okay, so that's this one.
This microphone is driving me nuts, ladies and gentlemen, but I will figure it out by next week.
Behind the headlines this week.
Okay, let's try that again. I'm not going to give up.
Behind the headlines this week in Weird News.
Thank you. All of a sudden, things are going bizarre since we've talked about all this crazy stuff. This young lady I thought was very interesting to talk about this week, BB. I've never heard of such a thing.
I've never heard of such a thing either. This first story from the Weird News section comes from the New York Post. The headline reads, "I'm a model with poop phobia."
Poop phobia, ladies and gentlemen.
I fainted after not going for 2 weeks.
Can I ask you a question before we get into the story? Because as I read a little bit about this, I'm thinking, like if I get up in the morning or, after I eat a meal or whenever my time is, whenever my time has come, I don't have much of a choice. I have to usually excuse myself. I'm not saying I have Crohn's or anything.
Well, usually that first cup of coffee helps things along, so to speak.
Yeah, and your body is telling you there's no phobia about it. If it's messy, you need more toilet paper, whatever.
You just go.
It's time to go. Yeah,
right.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Apparently not her because she has a crapnophobia. A UK model with a fear of pooping claims she once fainted during a photo shoot after not using the bathroom for 2 weeks. She detailed her poo phobia on the Channel 4 program Know Your Shit Inside Our Guts.
So there's a show. There's a show.
It covers people's bizarre dietary afflictions.
Okay. Know your shit.
I don't like using other people's toilets. I'm poo shy. Now,
wait a minute. Let's stop for a minute because we have a little bit of time here since we're cutting it down to the two story. I like to poo at home.
And I'm with you 100%. I don't want to use other people's toilets unless it's utterly like an absolute emergency.
Right. Yeah. If you really got to go, like that story when you were in the van and you knocked on the guy's door and you need to make a hey, we've all been there.
Right.
You got to go. You got to go. But when you're in control, you'll hold it.
Yes.
To go to the safety of your own loo.
100%. Now, I have a question for you. With that being said, do you have a problem doing it at work? Because there are people out there that don't like using not their toilet, but in the work scenario, if you, especially I guess if you're an office worker, that's a whole different ball game because you're getting paid to shit. So they'll go in and kind of do their thing and take extra long time.
It's a positive thing.
Right.
No, I do not like it. I don't like doing it at a restaurant. I don't like anywhere where there's stalls.
Mm-hmm.
Even, when you go camping and you're in a stall and you might be the only one in there at that point.
Yeah.
There's something disturbing about it.
Well, I mean, years ago, and I think I told this story once before, at least, I went hiking in the Finger Lake Mountains here in New York, and it was a 3-day hike. And you go from lean-to to lean-to. Lean-to is a 3-walled cabin, basically. And you just hike from one lean-to to another with no outdoor plumbing, with no plumbing at all. So you shit in the woods. So I had to shit in the woods. Like I had to go find a rock. And this was the day after Christmas we went hiking. So to go find a rock in the snow, in the mountains.
The rock?
No, I had to go behind a rock.
Oh, I thought you were saying you use the rock to wipe.
No. You have to go behind. Like you bring supplies, like you bring like some toilet paper and things like that. You bring that with you. But I had to go find a rock and kind of like, lean up against the rock and kind of just shit that way and then bury it in the snow and in the frozen ground in the Finger Lake Mountains region.
I've been to the Finger Lakes, very beautiful. I wouldn't even bother burying it. Have you ever shit in a lake?
No. The only time I ever shit outdoors was that time when I was like, never in a lake. Have you shit in a lake?
Yes, I have shit in a lake. So once when I was a younger child, I remember again this poo phobia. We were at a cabin or we were camping or something like that. I was out in the middle of the lake and I was able, it's the weirdest thing. Then it floats up to the top.
Oh my God.
And hey, we're open and honest here on Cape Crew Radio, ladies and gentlemen.
But
back to this young lady.
But no, I have a question. Not back to this chick. I have a question. So you shit in a lake.
I was about 40 feet out, making sure no one's around me. I don't want to disturb anyone.
Right. But a lake is different than like at the beach with the ocean. There's no tide. So it's not like a really fast moving body of water. So the log that came up, is it just sitting there basically?
You swim like Jaws, like dun 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 dun.
Right. No, you swim. But is the log just sitting there?
It's there.
It's not moving.
This is 25, 30 years ago.
Oh my goodness. I don't like using.
I don't know.
I don't like using other people's toilets. I'm poo shy. Yeah. Emerald Barwise, who's 36 years old, said while describing her self-imposed constipation. Sometimes I don't go for a poo for 2 weeks, and then I get bloated. I get gassy. Hold while I write things down.
Well, I guess. I mean, here we are. We're talking. You don't want to go to work. You don't want to go to a restaurant. You might contain your bowels until you arrive to the safe place to poo.
Right. But she waits 2 weeks.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to last 2 weeks.
Now, quote, if you are in a thong and booby tassels, looking like you're pregnant, it's not the best one, lamented Barwise.
If you are a thong and booby tassels.
A thong and booby tassels. She compares the feeling to being constipated or swollen. However, the Brit admits sometimes she slips and eats a whole pizza or a bit of a milkshake, which results in meltdown central. Barwise's
In
fecal.
the middle of this sex scene, I've got to go take a dump.
Oh, while she's being plowed in the ass, she has to take a dump.
Yeah.
Barwise's.
It's not a good time to film Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
Wouldn't that be fun? Talk about the chocolate waterfall. Barwise's fecal phobia has made her social life uncomfortable, to say the least. When I have dated people in the past, it's been really hard to make excuses to go to the toilet. Rude the excretion abstainer. Hold while I write things down.
I did not even understand what you said.
The excretion abstainer.
Oh, I'm going to need to know how to spell that. This mic is driving me crazy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you.
You need to update the firmware and reboot it because it's not an analog mic. So
I keep trying to. I know it will adjust for the podcast, so I'm okay. So if all of you live can just bear with me, I'm watching this thing dance.
Yeah, you just got to update it.
And I can't the level, it won't let me.
No, not right now. After you go off in the app, the whatever it's called, the where you set the presets and all that, you set the levels. There should be a message that says update firmware. Just update the firmware on it and then reboot it. Anyway, the excretion abstainer who claims her girlfriend called her out for not pooping for weeks on end. My girlfriend said, how are you hiding going to the toilet from me? The mortified model recalled. You are not a unicorn. You do poo.
Wait a minute. Unicorns don't poo.
I wouldn't know.
Me either, but I'm just trying to piece these little tidbits together. Joel, it's shit. Sucks, but I think Lynx is the guy that did the music, by the way.
Yes, I was going to stop the story and call out Lynx Dominance, who is in chat, says Mike Jolitz sucks. He's the Mike Jolitz introduced us to Lynx, and he's the guy that made the awesome Talking FLA bit that you just heard. The intro was awesome. The music is awesome. Email
genius.
Links, email cavecrewradio@gmail.com, and we can talk getting paid.
Yes, we want to fix you up, brother. You're awesome, and we're going to use it. And if you could fix the modulation on my mic, I apparently have a firmware problem tonight.
I believe.
Anyway.
Aside from feeling extremely awkward, Barwise worried about potentially inflicting lasting damage by keeping things bottled up inside. This has been my whole life, so I'd like to get it sorted, declared Barwise, who saw dietitian Sophie Medlin in the hopes of preventing a gastrointestinal log jam.
Excuse me.
The fecal Führer was subsequently given a muffin infused with blue food coloring to gauge her excrement's transit time. Transit time through her intestine. It reportedly took 60 hours to pass, around double the healthy travel time. I didn't know there was a healthy travel time from the food you ingest. From the food you ingest till the time you shit it out, there is a healthy travel time. Oh, damn it. Hold on. I just lost because things popped up. I hate these fucking pops.
But you know what? So that's like one of those YouTube videos. And you can see the poo moving through the intestine.
I'd rather not. Meanwhile, subsequent testing of her stool samples revealed a microbial association with anxiety, low mood, and ADHD, which Barwise has reportedly experienced in spades up to this point.
I cannot poo because I have ADHD.
Right. She can't pay attention long enough to fucking shit.
Yeah. Why am I here?
She goes to the bathroom, sits on the toilet, and says, "Wait a minute, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
I got to go dust."
Squirrel. Squirrel.
Yes, squirrel. Look, a shiny red thing. Oh boy. Medlin also discovered that
And I gotta poo, my butt fucking has this certain feeling, and I'm gonna guarantee you that 99.99% of the audience can agree with me. It says to me, up my lobe, whatever part of the brain it goes to, you gotta shit.
Right. And you have to do it right now.
Right.
Medlin also discovered.
Grab a Reader's Digest, grab a crossword, whatever makes you feel good. I need a minute.
Medlin also discovered that the backed up bombshell had an affinity for garlic, which is known to cause bloating. A revelation that didn't sit well with Barwise. "Oh no," she protested. "I put garlic in everything. I can't live my life without garlic."
I did not know that garlic promoted bloating.
I didn't either. Again, as we say every week, you learn something on this show.
I'm going to have to research that.
Medlin claimed that her condition could have also stemmed from the societal stigma against women dropping a deuce, especially in the modeling industry. We find that constipation is much more of a female-dominant condition.
I'm sure even porn stars shit.
Everybody does. One of the reasons is that women and girls are taught to be delicate, not to be smelly, not to have poo. Thankfully, by relaxing and jettisoning garlic from her diet, Barwise was able to experience bowel movements 3 times a week. She also adopted a more optimal toilet sitting positions. How many different positions can you sit in on the toilet?
She finally realized for the first time in her life a healthy travel time.
And a wonderful and optimal toilet sitting position with her knees slightly raised to avoid straining on the bowl. That's like did you get the thing up there called the squatty potty?
Yeah, well, wait a minute. I don't think my feet ever leave the floor. I don't want to get too personal.
Well, but this is what I'm asking. Do you know what a squatty potty is?
No.
Okay, so that hasn't made it up to Canada. It was a thing here, like kind of like the ShamWow was like one of those late night fucking paid programming things. The squatty potty is like a plastic stool, basically that is fits around the curvature of the toilet, and you put your feet on it, so your feet are raised. So your feet aren't on the floor; you're on a stool. You're sitting on the ball with your feet raised up, with your legs raised up on the squatty potty, and it's supposed to help the bowel movements.
Now, what kind of dream did you experience that night?
It is not a dream. You can look it up. The squatty potty, SQUATTY.
You have a dream when you're listening to something on the television.
Oh, for sure. But you look it up, squatty potty. It's an existing thing.
Someone post that on Cave Crew Radio, please.
Barwise even brings a toilet stool with her whenever she hits the road to ensure proper pooping posture.
Excuse me. Everything's going to be about poop today.
Everything. Of course, Barwise has her limits on how far she's willing to go in the name of dropping a deuce. She's notably balked at a suggestion to time her poops using marker foods such as sweet corn, explaining, "I don't really want to be rooting through my poo." I know we're progressing, but come on now. Who really wants to root through their poo in the toilet? Can you imagine in the toilet just like kind of sorting through your poo?
Why is she doing this?
I don't know. This is just a suggestion that the dietitian told her to do, but she doesn't want to do it. In a similar saga in April of 19
with your shit, ladies and gentlemen.
In a similar saga in April, a 19-year-old barista's appendix burst after she refused to fart around her boyfriend for 2 years.
I think we covered that story.
We probably did. That's it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to skip all other stories. Good stuff, fellas. Great mix, great presence, and interesting in a jacked up way. Sounds like Jolitz and I. Can't wait to meet this guy.
I would love to. If I get back out to Arizona again, Lynx, I definitely want to meet and hang.
I don't know who that guy is.
I don't either, but yeah, I will make it back out to Arizona eventually and hang with Mike again, and we have to hang with Lynx.
Well, that's where I'm eventually going to retire. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the rest of the stories are going to have to wait. It's always better we have too much than not enough. We got to name the show. For those of you that are new, feel free to throw something in chat. Something that someone, and I'm going to fix this fucking microphone because it's driving my ear nuts. So you name something that happened in the show, and we make a name for the show. So I always go first.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna have a lot of poo.
Yes.
Because even in another story I wrote down, did I just get shit on?
Yes.
And then I had poo phobia.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had proper pooping posture.
Always a necessity.
And then I had a microintestinal food jam.
Ooh.
Probably a little long, right?
Yeah, that's a show note.
Fucking crank this bastard. I don't care if it wants me to or not. You're not going to win this battle with me. Anyway, thank God the show's almost over. I had two favorites, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one other before I get to that. I sleep with the TV on.
Yep. That was a big topic of conversation.
Yeah. But my two favorites are atmospheric headache.
That was me.
And my ultimate favorite, I think, by the end was a healthy travel time.
Ooh.
That would be very deceiving to people listening to the show. I'm going to say you only have 4.
I have been, over the past few weeks, I've had very little for my preference. This week I have 7.
Oh my God.
And I'm sure you know what the dominant topic is going to be.
Yeah, well, it seemed to be the theme of the show.
Right. So I will get out of the way then what we both have. I also have poop phobia.
Yeah.
We can do away with that. Next up, his name is Declan.
Well, that's good. Now, see, that could be a show note.
For sure. Talking about Aaron Rodgers and his darkness retreat.
Yes. Yes, I like that. We need show notes badly this week.
Definitely a show note coming from you. I have shit in a lake.
We might have to say poop.
Well, you said shit.
I know.
And since you were admitting to things, have you raped?
No, I still have not.
Okay.
No.
Next, coming from Twitter shits in the same vein, one of the responses, tits over the stove. I loved that one.
That was a good one. Yes, I like that. I have that starred.
Next up, very simple. I get gassy.
It's going to be really hard to do the show notes this week.
Now I have two favorites. These are my final two. I have two favorites. I'm going to read the first one, and I think the second one is kind of more of my favorite, but I could go either way. The first one would be the excretion abstainer.
Okay, hang on. The EX
CRETION abstainer. ABSTAINER.
That is good.
But I think my ultimate favorite, going back to the wedding story, it was a very simple observation. Bird poop is white.
I like it. I will vote for that.
Okay.
The rest will find themselves in show notes. Ladies and gentlemen, bird poop is white. And sleep with your TV on. You'll have great dreams.
There you go.
That we can promise you. I will fix this fucking microphone if it kills me by next week, by Monday, when the next show comes on.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Lynx, if you're still there. That amazing Florida song. We love it. It will live in the bowels of Cave Crew Radio. No pun intended. All right, kids, we'll see you next week.
Later.
Thank you to all the listeners on our affiliate stations. To find out more, check out Cave Crew Radio on Facebook and Twitter.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here! Go! Just go! Get out! Get the hell out!
No! Get out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
We are going to drain the swamp in Washington, D.C.